Is this going to be
Warning,
live or is it
this
going to?
video contains rudeness, speculation, strong opinions,
Welcome, geeks and gamers, to Geeks and Gamers Entertainment, where we make geeks and gamers great again. And I got my frequent co-host, the Sci-Fi Dragon, back here. He asked me a question before we start. While I hit record. No, this is pre-recorded because I got some trolls watching right now. Hi, CJH. Hi, CJH. It's getting scary. He is obsessed with me.
I know. I saw him.
No.
Even on videos you're not in, he pops up in comments.
No means no, CJH. No means no. No means no. So we're back to form. We're back at it. The bad boys of YouTube, the Madman and the Sci-Fi Dragon, ready to raise hell again. This time on Campea. And you know what? The critics were toxic first. Okay, we talk about the fandom. And I'll be honest with you, I always go to bat for my boy Zach because I have never seen anything this horrendous in entertainment. Is the free pass that everyone gives to hate on this man that does not deserve it. He's a visionary. I mean, on other maybe I should change the thumbnail. The only other time I could think of someone hating on a creator as much is George Lucas. Now, he didn't create the DC characters, but guess what? He created the DC movie universe, and they're still fighting against what he created, and that's why it's still suffering, because they won't admit what he did for the movie industry, and they have leftovers that people really like, and no one wants to admit it. Jason Momoa is there with Aquaman because of Zack Snyder, and I'm not sure if he got James Wan to direct. That I'd have to look into for this follow-up. I'm going to do follow-up with remember Chubby Teddy?
Yeah.
Chubby Teddy is a big Zack Snyder fan, big Snyder Cut fan. So he might join me on a follow-up to this. I got to find out if he actually got James Wan too. I'm pretty sure I know he was responsible for Gal Gadot. She thanked him in an award speech. I think he got Patty Jenkins to direct Wonder Woman too.
Yeah, so, and he's on good terms with Patty Jenkins too. So it's not like there's any animosity or anything towards those two, and why they wouldn't want to work with each other.
Look, my stinking dog got my sock. Callie! You got my sock. And she tore something out in the background. Yeah, she tears stuff up all the time when I'm streaming. And she, okay, Callie. Okay. All right. Where was I at?
You were talking about
everything he's done.
The leftovers.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and they're fighting against it. Even the things that didn't work out that great, like Suicide Squad and the Joker, Jared Leto, fighting against what came before it is why that movie suffered. They should have had him in there at the beginning or something, a Harley and Joker movie, and then the breakup movie. It's all the decisions at the top that have caused this, and I'm disgusted, absolutely disgusted, that they treat him so horrible. Or this is the argument. Maybe we should get to the Campea video first, and then I'll give the argument of remind me, Sci-Fi Dragon, because I forget a lot, to talk about putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Remember that. Remind me of that.
Okay.
We're gonna watch this first. It's not a long clip.
Yeah, I've seen this clip before. It's been all over Twitter and the Snyder Cut community.
And this man has caused more problems for movie talk. I think no, Jeremy's the only one that beats him out. Jeremy.
Yeah, it's really those two.
Yeah, because
Jeremy and Campea.
He also went off on Ahsoka and Dave Filoni. a few months ago with a ridiculous
before
rant.
Jeremy did.
Yeah, now Jeremy's flip-flopped on Filoni. All right, let's watch this.
I have a feeling we're going to see Joss Whedon back in the MCU, whether it's a Hulk series or anything,
Why?
one way, one shape or another. So I think, and listen, he saved Justice League.
No,
He
that's
saved Justice
bullshit.
League.
No,
That's bullshit. What in the? What are you on, man? What are you on? He saved it. He butchered it. I mean, it was his job to butcher it. The WB completely screwed over their talent. Zack Snyder deserved the benefit of the doubt. He gave them hits, many hits before. The Watchmen,
300.
300. Yeah. He deserved the benefit of the doubt. They threw him under the bus when they wanted a more serious DC movie universe because of the success of the Dark Knight trilogy. Christopher Nolan vouches for Zack Snyder. They work together.
Yeah. He handpicked Zack Snyder for Man of Steel.
Yes. He handpicked Zack Snyder. And I do not understand why everyone it's just a trendy thing to do. Are the films actually bad quality? I think people, hey, I'll be real. I think the general public goes with what personalities say on the internet and in the critic sphere. They do whatever. Oh, did you see that Rotten Tomatoes? This is the thing. Just like everyone says, it's okay to, the show argument. You know the show argument, Sci-Fi Dragon.
Yeah.
There's certain things that they're okay to crap on. The prequels and Zack Snyder. So that's why I might change it to put George Lucas. It's okay to hate these two men in entertainment, and that's absolutely ridiculous. They drove George Lucas off with this type of behavior, and it's been so bad for Zack after he had the toughest time of his life with losing his daughter that it's hard for him to get work. And then they're gonna say him giving info about his cut that was cut off short is cancerous. That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish it. Finish his clip.
And even people who don't like Zack Snyder should agree that what Campea just said there is absolute BS.
Yeah,
because because they hated, because the people who hate Zack Snyder hated Justice League too, and Joss Whedon is a big part of why it turned out the way it did.
I need to do a supercut like Film Gob does of the stupid crap Campea spews out. That's a good idea. I'll have you on there for next. I'm gonna work on that next week, Sci-Fi Dragon.
All right.
Stupid stuff the camper says. What's in there? The Solo, he is Han. He is Lando. The Ahsoka rant. Sorry. I'm interrupting the flow of the show because that was a good idea. And then now this, Joss Whedon saved the movie. No one thinks that. He was put on because they didn't want to give the guy time to grieve, and they wanted to make that release date still.
The only reason that movie made any money is because he stepped in and saved it. So
bullshit.
And look, a lot of people still don't like.
Hey, this. You know what? This is the dumbest. He might as well be Doomcock or the Leaky Peacock. I'm serious. This is Leaky Peacock levels of sources and bullshit. Seriously, don't you think that Joss Whedon saved Justice League? I can't believe this.
It's some serious revision right there.
The way the movie turned out, fine. It was going to be a lot worse.
What?
So he had to step in
according to
last minute. Once the movie, like the studio decided, we hate the movie that we have. We need something totally different. You've got no time and you've got limited money, Joss Whedon. Go make a watchable movie out of it. Everybody.
That is such a load of horse shit I've ever heard. He is totally pulling this out of his ass. I'm sorry. Totally. There's no proof of what he's saying here at all.
No.
this knocks him down to garbage tier. I'm serious. Where is he coming up with this commentary?
And it gets
frustrates
worse
me
from
how
here.
ignorant
I didn't watch the end of it. I didn't.
people are about this. Everybody forgets that the task Joss Whedon was faced with Justice League was impossible.
No,
You had a movie that was already X% done and shot. You still had the original timeline, and we need you now. We don't like what we've got. We need you to come in and take what you've got, build on it, but replace it and do all this kind of nonsense stuff. He was asked, here's what Joss Whedon was asked to do. Hey, we have flour, eggs, vanilla, all that kind of stuff, and we've dropped it all on the floor. Can you pick it all
full
up?
of shit. Oh, what the hell? And his guest in the back on, she doesn't know anything. Oh man, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go full madman sci-fi. This pisses me off so bad.
Yeah.
This man does not deserve any of this. Oh my goodness. Did I forget to oh, look at this. Look at him and his family. I think look at him with Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot. If you like these actors and if you like Gal and Jason, they owe their careers to him. Did Jason have a career before Aquaman? Yes, but not like now. And Gal Gadot,
Yeah, he's a superstar now.
No one said Gal Gadot was good for Wonder Woman at the beginning. Not one person. You know who did? Zack Snyder. The other thing, for better or for worse, because people don't like Ben Affleck as Batman, he put Ben Affleck in there too. And then he did do Lex. That's the only thing I flip-flopped on ever, is I didn't like the Lex in Batman v Superman at first. And then after I watched it so many times, I like Lex too. I still like the movie.
Yeah, same here.
I still like the movie, but that's the first thing it had to grow on me. Like, I did not. It was such a different take on Lex, but it works to me. He's a sadistic Lex. He's messed up, and he's like a spoiled rich kid. He's a realist. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I did kind of go along with what people said about Lex at the beginning when BVS was released, and I kind of didn't really like his version of Lex, but after I watched the movie a few more times, I started to like that version a lot more.
Yeah, so we need justice for Zach along with Release the Snyder Cut. And Joss Whedon show? Who is that? That's why I put WTF there. I'm like, who is shilling for this guy? John Campea, that's who. And he's doing this in 2020? Like, no one's talking. And I'm not saying cancel Joss Whedon either. I'm just like, what the hell? Joss Whedon's going to come back that messed up Justice League, but they won't consider Zach, who made all those movies properties, who made all those movies for WB. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, Camper.
Off the floor, the broken eggs, the spewed flour over. Can you pick it up and make something edible
that we're gonna like?
I'm so pissed off right now because he's spinning it like it was a mess and it needed to be saved, when the reality is his daughter died and needed to take time off, and they wanted to keep a release date. So he's absolutely freaking lying here. He is lying. That is not what happened. He is lying. Right?
Yeah, the movie was almost complete and it was on track.
Right.
But it was just the tragedy that happened to Snyder kind of grinded it to a halt.
Right, because he wanted to take the time off, and they also, the other reason he probably had to take the time off is that he wanted to finish his version, and Warner Brothers wanted him to cut out stuff that they wanted him to change it, and he didn't have time for that. So what's the reality? Probably is he didn't have time to do what they wanted. He had time to finish what he was going to do, and they weren't going to let that go. They used his daughter's death as a marketing tactic to take over his production and took advantage of the situation. and then all the critics and a lot of fandom hates on him for it. Absolutely disgusting. I still don't understand it.
That people are gonna pay money for.
Nobody could have done it. I'm telling you right now, you could count on one hand the number of directors in the business that could have walked into that kind of a situation and made something that even resembled a motion picture. Everybody just thinks, oh, you just make a comic movie so easy. Oh, no.
You shut the up.
Hmm.
Yeah,
No,
Martin
it's-
Scorsese.
What? What is wrong with these two? What is she talking about? Wait a second. What is she talking about, Martin Scorsese? What the? I missed that. What the?
No.
Yeah,
No,
Martin
it's-
Scorsese.
What the? Why does she say that?
I
don't
think
get
maybe it has to do with his involvement with the Joker.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese.
Shut the F up,
It's
Martin
not
Scorsese.
easy. It's any movie. But everybody forgets that's a situation. Joss Whedon walked into a situation where you had the Warner Brothers heads and the producers and all that kind of stuff that said, we don't like what we've got. But we've already shot a whole ton. We still have this timeline. You come in, pick up all the broken eggs on the floor and all the spilt ingredients and make something watchable, and you got 5 minutes. Go. And you have a limited budget.
I hate how people just take certain things they hate on just because it's popular to and it's okay to. This disgusts me. The guy can't even get work anymore. He wants to show his finished art. He's recovering from a family tragedy, and I think his adopted kids too is one of his. Not that it's anything less, but that shows how open he is to open his heart. Adopt a kid. That's a beautiful thing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying. I'm saying opening your family to. He has a big family. He's a family guy. The Snyders are a family production. His wife is included, and idiots like you, Camper. I'm the first to criticize Rian Johnson, but the difference is this man took the hits like a champ, and he did not fight against fandom or critics. He didn't whine about it, and now they're still jumping down his throat to this day. And all right, we got to finish this because I got to talk.
Go.
Mhm.
And the movie.
All right. You know what? That's it. That's all I needed. What an idiot.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb video, I'd say.
Yeah, what a bad take. That's what I do here is hot take reactions. Well, first, I'm going to talk about this Newsweek article. This was put on February 4th this year. Okay, DC fans, maybe I should share this too. I don't know. So you know it's real. In case you don't just trust me reading an article. All right. Okay, can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me see if I can make it bigger. All right, DC fans raised $32,000 for suicide prevention with Zack Snyder's Justice League campaign. Guess what, Sci-Fi Dragon? The rumors from Grace and other sources are that he said it would only take $20 million to make to do finishing touches on the Snyder Cut. So the idiots at Warner Brothers are not only suppressing this movement, suppressing the film, they're being spiteful. It would easily be so worth the marketing to do that and then also add more to suicide prevention for charity. And they still can't do it. So the fans can come up with 32 million. Are you saying Warner Brothers can't come up with 20 million? That's bullshit too.
Yeah, it is.
With a total of 32,000 raised for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. In early 2017, he lost his daughter to it. Since the film's debut, fans of the director have campaigned for the release of the original cut, nicknamed the Snyder Cut, clocking in at over 3.5 hours. The original film was considerably longer than the theatrical cut, of which lasted just under 2 hours. Yeah, and I remember the reports of we're going over the whole sit back, viewers. We're talking about it all. just going back to when they actually released the film, the person that was in charge of Warner Bros. At the time made this absolutely ridiculous. So that said 3.5 hours. Made this absolutely ridiculous requirement. I want it clocked in under 2 hours. Just no reason except I wanted that. That's what gets good money at the box office. For no reason, not that it fit the story or anything like that. Just I want it under 2 hours.
And as a result, so much is missing from Justice League. It's like there's a huge chunk of the story that's missing, and a lot of stuff doesn't make sense.
And when I was going to point out, put yourself in another person's shoes. Imagine you're an artist. You have a vision. You put all this work into a project. Something happens in your family, and your boss takes over your project. And then you have the proof that it exists, and you're just talking to your fans, releasing your work. You have something to show, talking about the work that you finished, and people calling you a troll and saying you're hurting things by asking for your art to be released. Not only that, Zack Snyder, the other reason it totally exists is there are so many Zack Snyder films that have director's cuts. He plans for this. When Justice League didn't make the money they wanted, they did not let him do his cut. They did not let him finish it. He had other plans. Even if he got his release, there would probably have been a director's cut of Justice League. Zack Snyder. He probably has a director's cut and an extended cut. He probably would have had. I mean,
even an ultimate cut.
You would have had a Zack Snyder cut and then an ultimate cut if he would have finished. They could have double dipped on that, those dipshits. All right.
I know. I mean, that's what they did with Watchmen. Like Watchmen had like three or four cuts, and each one was like different and longer than the last one.
All right. So now let's get to the Snyder cut confirmed by Jason Momoa, and then we'll finish with the night.
I think I've seen this clip before.
Yeah. At the end, I'll show one more clip of Zach, and then I'll just show a fun clip to show what a great, good-hearted guy this is and how much the people involved with the DC movie universe love him. Every single actor says they love him. Every single actor that can talk about it has confirmed there was a Snyder cut. That's allowed to. Like, I think Henry Cavill can't for some reason. All right, here.
I know that Ray Fisher and Jason Momoa have both talked about it.
All right.
Those are the two loudest voices among the Justice League cast that have talked about it.
All right. Now, all these Snyder Cut haters that are critics and fans, clean out your ears for this one. I mean, then this was released a while ago, and they're still saying it doesn't exist. Unbelievable.
Okay, we have to talk a little Aquaman at least. All right. You auditioned at first for Batman. You might be the only guy that was probably too big for the Batman costume.
Ben's big. Ben's huge.
Ben's a big guy.
Ben's huge.
Did you know when you were doing the Batman audition that maybe this wasn't the right
I almost didn't go in. I thought, this is dumb. Batman's not going to be my tint. There's no way we're hiring me to play Batman. Zach was very, very like, I want to see him. I want to see the tape. Bring him in.
Yeah. Isn't that great? Wait, before we even get to the night, what everyone's looking for, isn't that nice that Zach says, give everyone a chance? I want to see everyone, because he didn't even go in originally for Aquaman. He went in for Batman, and he insisted, I want to see as many people as possible. That shows what kind of person Zach is.
Decided to do it in a total different way. That if Batman got mugged by some people in an alleyway, like gangster walks up, puts his thing on, he just doesn't give two shits. And so I just played it that way because it was already an existing scene,
right?
And it was just a booby trap. I knew it was a booby trap, so I just played it.
Well, you clearly showed him something, because he very soon after brings you back and says,
"Yeah,
you're my Aquaman."
Yeah.
So it seems to me, judging from our past conversations and others you've had, you're always going to be indebted to Zach. Zack Snyder's your
totally
guy.
Man.
He changed your life.
Yeah,
totally.
So is that partially why when we spoke about a year ago and I brought up the Snyder Cut, you're like, yeah, I need to see that?
Yeah, absolutely. But I have seen it, so.
Oh,
seen-
wait,
you've
wait,
I've
wait,
seen
wait.
the Snyder Cut. But I have seen it, so.
You've seen you. Yeah, I need to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I have seen it, so.
Yeah, I need to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I have seen it, so.
You've seen you.
Yeah, I've seen the Snyder Cut, so.
So what does that mean? Because the effects aren't done. Like you've seen his assemblage of footage and alternate takes, etc.
Oh, do you think Zach couldn't finish it?
Oh yeah, and
I don't
that's
know,
the
you tell
moment
me.
right there. That's the moment that everybody, that all the Snyder Cut fans really went wild for.
Yeah.
Finish it. You don't think he?
I don't know. You tell me. He's finished. The
I mean,
version.
listen, man. Next question.
Do you think we'll ever see it? Do you think the public will ever see it at this point? Because it seems like it's actually the groundswell has grown. And a year ago,
think the
I would have
public
had my
needs to see
doubts.
The
You know.
public needs to see it.
And a year
I
ago,
think the
I would have
public
had my
needs to see it.
doubts.
You know, I'm obviously indebted to Warner's and DC, and you know, I don't know how they feel about it, but I mean,
Right.
as a fan, I'm very, very happy that I got to see it.
Does it feel like a totally different movie than the Justice League that was released?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that's that. I think I might change the title of this video to all the proof the Snyder Cut exists, because I think we're going through the whole gambit here. All the proof that Zach deserves your respect and that it does exist. Now I'm going to share a Gal Gadot. I don't know. Gadot. I don't know. Either
I think
way,
it's Godot.
Either way, she's a wonderful woman. So I'll share this article. Let me see. Okay. Wonder Woman star Gal Gadot thanks Zack Snyder in Rising Star Award acceptance speech. He is responsible for her and I believe Patty Jenkins directing.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman star Gal Gadot was honored with the Rising Star Award last night at the Palm Springs Film Festival during her acceptance speech. So, yeah, because Patty Jenkins is already working with her there. So he is 100%. Gadot thanked Batman v Superman director Zack Snyder, who cast her as Wonder Woman and gave her a life-changing opportunity in Hollywood. Do you think Gal Gadot of Fast and Furious would be Wonder Woman without Zack Snyder? Hell nah. Hell nah. Just go based off of what Jason Momoa just said in that video. He insisted on seeing me. That's how she got the job. There's the proof. Jason Momoa said he insisted on seeing me. I almost didn't go in. He wants to see everyone. He wants to give everyone a chance. And then they came up with this bullshit like he filmed Wonder Woman in a different way than Patty Jenkins and how that was toxic. They say everything. All right, thank you so much for this honor, Gadot said. This is all very new to me and weird, and I feel so humbled to be here, especially in a room filled with people that inspired me. Let me see. Okay, here it is. 4 years ago, I got tired of all the no's and the rejections that I just wanted to quit acting. But of course, the universe works in mysterious and wonderful ways, and I received a phone call that I got this very special part. Zack Snyder had this strong vision of who Wonder Woman should be, and I am forever grateful that he gave me the opportunity to play this iconic character. Thank you, Zack, for believing in me. All right. I'm seeing if there's anything else he says. Okay. So I'm done sharing that. That's more proof that the movie universe that everyone likes, like people like Aquaman, people like Wonder Woman. Thank Zack. And stop denying that it's still a Snyderverse. Stop fighting the Snyderverse. Seriously. That's why there's problems now. They're fighting against it. He set it up. All right.
And they should have let him stay the course.
All right.
Because he had like a full 5-movie arc planned out.
All right. And thanks for great segue, Sci-Fi Dragon, because now we're going to do a video where he talks at a con about his original plans. Great segue. All right. Share audio.
All right. It's a long story. But suffice it to say, that, like, so look, the truth is that, you know, the nightmare sequence in this movie, right, was always my idea that all of that would be eventually explained, of course. I mean,
that's cool.
Is that a
You
surprise?
mean on Batman v Superman?
You know, that,
Yeah.
and that we would end up in the distant future where Darkseid has taken over Earth, and
Wow.
where Superman has succumbed to the anti-life, and where he and now with his ragtag band, and there was a few members of the Justice League that had survived to that world, and that they were fighting to try and you know, so Batman's with the broken half a cyborg, because, you know, it's only half of him because of whatever happened. They were working on equation to jump flash back to tell Bruce, you know, obviously you guys aren't surprised because you know this is what I've read it.
So now that you know this, don't tell me.
I've read it on Reddit.
Nice. Anyway, so those were the things that we were dealing with. And not to say that the studio still, you know, they were still into sort of the big look, but the details of how and why everyone was mad at each other, or why that was the stuff where they were a little bit like, because, you know, Lois, you know, and it's in the little teaser where the Justice League teaser that wasn't in the movie apparently, where I guess where Wonder Woman says, it's this line where Bruce says, "I was right here," and Barry Allen came to me and he said, "Lois Lane is the key," right? And then she goes, "He is the Superman. Every heart has one." And he goes, "I think it's something more, something darker," right? And what it means is that the thing that was darker was that, you know, it was all about, if Lois died, Superman would succumb to the anti-life, of course, right? And if Superman knew that somehow it was Bruce's responsibility to protect Lois, he would have been mad at him in this movie, right? Like, so that's why he says, "She was my world and you took her from me." So that was sort of the, and then of course he has to jump back. And the other thing that we were working on was this idea that Cyborg said to Bruce in the distant future, like, there's two windows. We had come up with this time traveling concept where basically the way the time traveling window worked is that it's not awesome physics and doesn't make any sense, but that you had to do a time jump when the Earth was in relatively the same spot, right? Because if you did a time jump and the Earth wasn't like in the same position in space, you would jump into space and just be like dead. And so, okay, so there's always like, so they had two windows, right, to do the jump. And Cyborg says, like, what, you know, which of these two windows do you think we should use? And Bruce was like, well, what window would you have put me through if you didn't ask? And he's like, this one. And then he's like, use the other one. Because that one you already did, and it was the wrong one. Barry Allen was in my freaking Batcave yelling at me about like nonsense. So you need to put him through that other one, because that's the one that
that's cool.
Jump right before.
I didn't watch this part before.
Boom tubes into the Batcave to murder Lois, so you have to like. So that was the window that he had to hit. Anyway.
All right, so I'm just gonna say that right there easily worth another 100.
It's in the future.
There you go.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Release the Snyder Cut. Really? Come on. What the hell is wrong with people? I honestly do not understand people that aren't for this. These are some amazing films. I mean, they could have been amazing the way they were going. They just didn't. They didn't have confidence in their man. Lack of confidence and vision is the problems with these studios and the universes they are trying to create. The MCU worked because they stuck with the vision. Not everything was a hit when they started to do the MCU. Incredible Hulk, I really liked, but it wasn't a hit. They were trying to link some other ones in. You have to start out. They wanted the money right away just because Batman and Superman in the same movie. You have to build up. You have to show confidence. They should have let him go and then gone straight to Justice League 2, because guess what? Marvel Avengers Infinity War and Endgame is over, and this would be the time that Justice League would do amazing. Justice League 2.
Oh yeah.
So I have one more clip. It's just a feel-good clip just to show how much these actors love Zach and how everyone deserves his respect. And Jason, it's just a nice moment. They don't talk about the Snyder Cut. It's just something positive to leave on. And I'm going to share that now.
Of course.
Just a quick video. He loves this guy. And we should too. We should treat him with respect. All right.
Yeah, I love him.
But don't worry about it. All right. Okay. Okay, listen. To the world, two things that Zach has given me, aside from friendship. One, him and Mark Twight gave me a massive passion for shooting Leicas. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. You shoot all your stuff on Leicas. That's the reason I've basically followed in your footsteps. Love it on every level, film, digital. Two, I wouldn't be here today in my career if it wasn't for him.
I don't know if the music's going to cause a problem. I don't know.
You can't really tell what the music is.
Okay.
It's kind of like muted or like it's in the background.
And so this is just a token of my appreciation because I love you and I rarely get to see you and we talk from afar.
Embarrassing.
But we will work together for the rest of our lives and your family. And so close your eyes.
He feels like family. That's why he vouches for the Snyder Cut.
Open your eyes. There you go, boss.
What?
It's Q2.
Oh, fuck.
Brand new Leica. I just bought Zack Snyder a brand new Q2.
He brought him a camera.
Yeah.
Man, it's got tons of Leicas. So I'm like,
I don't have this.
I know. I just gotta get you there's no card in it, but man, it's,
Oh my Lord.
it's a new Q2, man. It's freaking
An interesting fun fact about Zack Snyder is that he actually filmed a short film on an iPhone after the Snyder Cut movement started to pick up steam, and he put it on the other social media website he's on, Vero.
I didn't know that one. Send me a link after we're done with this video. That is where we're going to end it, though.
Yeah.
I want to do another video about the Snyder Cut because I believe it. I think it's a positive thing. I'm sick of all the negativity. And talk about fandom. The critics were that first. They were absolutely that first. Just like the disrespect that George Lucas got that caused him from the prequels and Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones was another thing everyone overblown. Oh, it's so horrible. It wasn't the best, I'm not gonna lie, but it was not as bad as people say. And I'm sick of people crapping on creators when they don't deserve it. And they don't, and then they take it like a champ, and they're acting like he is the troll. They're acting like he is the bad person. Campea, imagine if someone took your video away and said you can't release it, the original version. We all know you left Collider. Stop being an asshole. And that goes to everyone watching this that denies the Zack Snyder Cut exists. You're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. There's so much proof. You know how everyone says sources Sci-Fi Dragon? There are so
Yeah.
many sources that say it exists. No one says it's 100% finished, like it's like theater ready. But that's not how you make films. You cut together a film, a rough cut, especially when it's a heavily special effects movie. You could have finished rough CGI that's not anywhere near finished. Everything was in place. There is a Snyder Cut. It does exist. Here is the whole entire proof. There's probably more proof out there, but this is as much as you need. I might still do another one. Thanks for joining me, Sci-Fi Dragon. I really appreciate you doing that, and I want to go watch it again. I want to go watch Batman v Superman again, Man of Steel, and Justice League.
And
just
I think it would be interesting if you brought on some other Snyder Cut YouTubers. Like I mentioned the comic book movie marks before, and also Lantern 284. I think those are some good guys to talk to about this stuff. And they've gone over all of the evidence and proof that the Snyder Cut exists. So if you have anyone who denies the Snyder Cut exists, then you just go to them and they'll show everything.
I'll tell you what, any viewers watching, I'm gonna keep these videos in mind. I might do an ultimate cut of everything, all in one video, of all the proof that exists. So if you have any other video clips or articles, comment below. I allow links in my comment section. I'm gonna check it out for an updated video. We're still gonna work on this. We're gonna get every single thing in one video when this is done. Every single thing that proves that the Snyder Cut exists in one video. That's my project. Everything, all the audio clips, every time there's a quote. I'm not going to say the fan stuff. I'm going to say anytime there's a quote by Zach, fan footage at a con, an actor saying it exists, we're going to put it in one cut. And we're going to work on this again, Sci-Fi, okay?
Yeah, of course.
All right, go check out Sci-Fi's Dragon. His video's coming soon. I interrupted him making his video, so go subscribe.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I did. You said yeah real quick on that. I did. I interrupted this video. Oh well, thanks for giving me the time, Sci-Fi. Bye, everyone.